What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Daily, December 9th, 2022. I don't know how much attention we're getting from Papa Dude here. He is locked into the Brazil-Croatia extra time right now in the World Cup. I'm hoping we can get him to keep him focused, but we'll see how it goes. Before we get into today's stuff, we just got to spend a couple minutes on the train wreck that was last night's game, the Thursday night football game. Aaron, how can you try and put it into two sentences what the hell just happened in the last 5 minutes of that game?
Let's see. The Raiders are really bad. The Raiders are atrocious is how I would summarize it.
The craziest stat I heard, Papa Dude, and this is nuts to me. The Raiders are 0-4 this season when leading by double digits at halftime.
Wow.
How do you even put that in context?
And this was double digits with 5 minutes to play.
Yeah.
In the game. I can't. I just think they thought they had that game won. I did.
Me too.
And they didn't do anything to try to extend the lead because they thought, here's a guy that's only been there for 2 days playing quarterback. How in the world is he going to lead him back? So let's just sit on it. We got this one. I think that's what they were thinking. I don't know why, but I think that's what they were thinking.
Just absolutely insane. The other stat that jumped out to me, Aaron, on Sunday, teams down by 13 points with 5 minutes or less left in the game were 2 and 455 in the NFL.
Unbelievable.
On Thursday, teams are now 4 and 455. Happened on Monday night, happened on Thursday night. By the way, another one of those happened this year with the Jets coming back against Cleveland down 13 with less than 2 minutes left. 3 of the 4 instances in the entire NFL have happened this year.
Well, I mean, the game with Tom Brady on Monday night, it's like, well, it's Tom Brady, and you know that he's done that a few times. This one with Baker Mayfield was improbable, and you kind of felt like when it's 16-10, 3rd and 1, they didn't get it. I looked at Heather and I said, they have a chance, okay? And then they punt the ball down to the 2-yard line, and I'm like, they're with the chance because there's no way. And they get a couple stupid penalties, and all of a sudden you do have that feeling. It's like they're going to make a run at this. They're going to get down there with a chance. And then we talked about it off air. You tweeted about it. The defensive coverage on the last play that the Rams where they scored is it's inexcusable to leave a go route one-on-one, 14 seconds left, no timeouts. That's all the Rams can do in that spot. That or run a little out to try to get closer to run the go route to try to win the game. Unbelievable.
You don't want to let them throw up a 50-50 ball because by definition it's 50-50 and you don't want it it's double coverage, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Just wild. Also the longest game-winning touchdown with less than 2 minutes with no timeouts ever in NFL history. 98 yards for Baker Mayfield there. 2 major penalties. When they jumped off sides on the punt, I knew they weren't covering. That you pretty much cannot do that on 4th and 3 and not pay for it. And then knocking the ball out of Baker's hands, which is an obvious 15-yard penalty. Like it's a correct call after Crosby's sack, just gave them new life again in that last drive. Just wild. And then like McDaniels not trying to draw him off sides on 4th and 1 before the 2-minute warning or after it with a timeout and just punting it away and not caring. Just wild to me. Just so many mistakes throughout the entire process. Not to mention, like you said, Aaron, just turtle shelling that offense in the second half. I mean, didn't even try and score.
Yeah. Right. Sitting on it.
But, you know, let's give some props to Mayfield because that's the best he's looked in forever. I mean, I text my cousin at the half. She's like, how's Baker doing? I was like, well, he's not absolutely awful for the first time in a long time. Which kind of tells you maybe he has had some bad coaches, you know. And secondly, this is my biggest takeaway. I should have said it to start. Practice is overrated. It's been proven time and time again. You do not need to practice. Practice is overrated.
It's funny you mentioned that because if you have one throw that you want to make as a quarterback who doesn't know the playbook, it's also the go ball, by the way. Like that's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, just throw it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And he can throw it.
Yeah.
Could we argue, even with the Rams beat up like they are, this is the best organization he's been with? And it might be the best team he's been with. I don't know. You know, I mean.
Definitely the best organization.
Yes.
His team was probably his rookie year in Cleveland when he had his worst coach he's ever had. which is a tough break for him. And like I've always said with Baker Mayfield, the issue is expectations.
Yeah.
Being the number one pick in the draft was the worst possible thing. All those commercials, terrible for him. If your expectations are properly set with Baker Mayfield, he's not awful. He's just never going to be that guy, right? And that's the key. And like the expectations could not have been lower last night. And
no,
they did.
How could they not? I mean, how in the world can you expect a guy to be there 2 days and pull off 2 touchdowns in the last 5 minutes like he's been there for a while? You know, it's just crazy.
He actually had to make some plays too.
Yes.
They weren't just handing the ball off. I mean, they handed the ball off a ton, but on those drives, he had to make the play.
No, I had to win the game. I had to.
Yeah. He also was playing behind a banged up line, and the Raiders were coming. I mean, there were probably 5 offensive holding calls in the last 2 drives or three drives or so for the Rams. On top of it, there were probably 5 that weren't called that could have been. He had 2 situations where his arm got hit after he threw the football. Like he could not follow through. They got so close. So just a phenomenal job by Baker and a mind-blowing blow up by the Raiders. I watch like the other thing we compare Monday night to Thursday night. New Orleans was a 3.5-point dog. The Raiders were a 7-point favorite. Like they were supposed to win, the better team, and just blew it. And there's really no way to put it. They blew that game.
They blew it.
Yep.
Yeah.
No question.
And they're
all right.
They're done.
That's 5 minutes in the game I wanted to talk 5 seconds about, but it was freaking wild. Well, almost as wild as Papa Dude's best bet. What was more unlikely to happen? Papa Dude hitting a best bet with a buzzer beater and an OT winner, or that 98-yard drive, Aaron? What do you think?
I almost say Papa Dudes because Ohio State was done. They were scrambling. It looked like they're going to turn it over. It looked like they're going to step out of bounds. They just toss a pass. The guy's well behind the 3-point line and nails it to win. And then the hockey game, the Stars were beat. They got manhandled pretty much that whole game. Got a lucky weak goal to tie it. And then all of a sudden they're getting dominated in overtime. And all of a sudden their best player standing right in front of the goalie with the puck. Just out of the blue, you know, it's just like that was incredible. And also that goal puts me over the total as well.
Exactly.
It was unbelievable. A crazy it all happened within like 5 or 10 minutes of each other too.
Yeah.
It was a crazy finish to the night.
Well, you know, Wednesday night was so easy.
Yep.
That parlay I never even had to sweat that hardly.
Yep.
A couple of little tenuous minutes there in the NBA games, but not down the stretch. They pulled away. And Indiana struggled just a little, but they never were in danger.
Yeah.
Last night, just the opposite. You know, total opposite. I knew Rutgers was really good. And, you know, I almost picked them, but thank God I didn't, you know.
It's funny. You mentioned you liked the 6.5, but thought Ohio State would win.
Yes.
So you could have just taken the 6.5 and felt a lot more comfortable this whole time.
You know, that's a good point. That's why I lose so many bets, I guess.
All right, let's real quick, Car Ramrod. I don't disagree with you. The Rams are not a wonderfully good organization, but they are significantly better than the Panthers or the Browns. I think that is the argument there. So, yeah, it's especially with what happened in St. Louis, because that was a bummer. I lived in St. Louis for a while, and what – I can't remember the dude's name right now. The owner did was absolutely brutal, just essentially forcing that team's move out of there.
Yeah.
So I agree, but disagree that they are not better than the 2 teams who's on prior.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into today's action. We've got a full slate here. We've got some NBA action, NHL action. We've got a little World Cup. I can't wait for Papa Dude's preview of that World Cup match. Yeah. Oakland kicking off today, so we got a nice little race of the day going on there as well. We'll start it out with some pucks here. Got 2 games we're going to highlight before we get into the best bets. The Seattle Kraken heading into the Washington Capitals. Kraken 15-7, Caps 12-12. Reason I wanted to bring this up, Aaron, Washington's favored, -130 here. We've been high on Seattle. We said they start to give them credit for what they've been able to do. Can they keep this going on the road as a dog?
I went with Washington tonight. I think they're getting ready to get going. They're playing pretty well. Last couple of games, they've looked very good on the road against, teams that it was 50-50 that they were going to win. They played Seattle 4 games ago on the road. It was a really good game. I was able to watch most of it because it was on a little bit later after some of the other ones were done. It's back and forth. Seattle got them in overtime. Like I said, I think this Washington team who started off pretty bad, they're starting to come together. I like the Capitals tonight to beat the Kraken.
Papa Dude, what do you think? Caps and Kraken.
Well, here, I'm going to take the other side. I'm for Caps also. What's the matter?
Brazil just scored. Brazil just scored on Croatia late in the first extra time.
That's my number one pick right there, Brazil. It's either Brazil or Argentina. I don't know the difference. So those are my two picks. Anyway, I think we've been waiting for the Kraken to start to fade maybe a little bit. I believe they've lost 2 straight. Now they go on the road. Huge game for them tonight, too. Because I know most hockey people are not sold on them because they're only in their second year. So I think they may be starting to fade a little bit. Here's the other thing. When you get that record going like they have, other teams get ready for you. Yeah. They don't overlook you like they probably have so far this season. So I like Washington tonight, too. I think Seattle's a great story. And, I like them. I think they got great uniforms. But I think Washington's going to get them. I think Washington's better than they are.
I'm back and forth on the game. I kind of like the over, which is shocking considering I thought this Kraken would be a dead under team. If you look at their recent scores, it's 4-2, it's 5-1, it's 8-5. They've been putting the puck in the net, and they haven't been shy about giving them up either. So I'll take the over in this spot, over 6. So I think if it was 6.5, I'd probably leave it off. But over 6, I'll take a shot at it. Other marquee game here, the Wild heading into the Oilers. Connor McDavid absolutely on a heater this month. 11 points in 4 games, including I think it's 6 goals in those 4 games as well. This Oilers team seems to be really finding their offense about in the last 5 or 6 games. Tonight, they will be laying minus 130 against the Wild team coming in, who's starting to play better as well. Papadou, we'll start with you. Wild Oilers, Edmonton minus 130, total sitting at 6.5.
This is going to be a good one because the Wild are playing very, very well. They've got off to we've talked about this a couple of times. They got off to a horrible start. Edmonton's hard to beat at home. What'd you say, 6.5 was the over-under?
Yep.
I can see 4-3 pretty easy in this one, maybe 5-4. I'd take the over. I think Edmonton's going to win it. Because the Wild's due to lose a game. I mean, they've been winning a lot here lately. Edmonton's tough to go in there and play. You better be ready when you go in, and you better be able to score some goals, and Minnesota can. And their goaltending is a little shaky, so I'd take the over in this one.
Yeah, the Wild have gone over 6.5 in 7 straight games, Aaron. Edmonton on the other side of the puck has gone over 6 of their last 7, 6.5. So 2 teams that love to score. 6.5 over seems like the play here. What do you like?
Definitely, that is the number one play, is to go over. If you like offensive hockey, this is the game to watch tonight. I'm telling you what, the Minnesota Wild, their top-end players at forward are just a joy to watch. Kaprizov is one of the best players in the league. But listen, I'm burying the lead because Connor McDavid is fantastic, and he's on the other side for Edmonton. It's going to be great. Both goaltenders are both goaltending for each team, no matter who's in the game, really shaky. I'm going to go the plus money with the Wild. I think they're playing a little bit sharper right now than Edmonton. I know they lost in Calgary the other night. That was a really good game. Another one, very entertaining game. This one's going to be entertaining, over that 6.5, and I'll take the plus money on Minnesota.
It should be a fun one. I think we're all on the over there. Side, I think, is pretty tough. Either one could pull it out. If one of them is down early, I might take the plus money on the team that's losing just because there's going to be so many goals in this. You might see a nice little comeback in that game. All right, head over to the NBA here. We've got one marquee matchup tonight, 10 o'clock tip on ESPN. The Bucks heading into Dallas. Milwaukee, a 1-point favorite, total sitting at 224.5. Papa Dude, what do you think, Bucks or Mavs?
This is a toughie. Really tough. Dallas is starting to play a little bit. They won a couple games now. Hard place to go. Milwaukee's solid. We know that. I took Dallas tonight on the money line simply because they're at home. I think they're going to play well. I wouldn't bet much on it because I don't know if they can handle Giannis. That's the problem. But I picked them tonight. I just think they're playing better. This is a huge game for them to get some momentum. So I went with Dallas tonight simply because I think they need the game more than the Bucks do.
Now, I'll take the Bucks just because I agree with you. I think Antetokounmpo is going to be a nightmare matchup for this Dallas team. I'm not sure who's going to be able to guard him. I think he's going to have his way here. All right, Aaron, break the tie. Who you got, Mavs or Bucks?
There's magic in the American Airlines Center. We saw it last night with the Stars, and a magical win against the Ottawa Senators, a team they should have blown out. It took overtime. However, we saw magic. We're going to see magic again Not Magic Johnson, but Magic in the American Airlines Center. We're going to go the Mavericks in this game.
There you go.
No. Bucks, big. I was waiting for it, Aaron. I was waiting for it, and you let me down there. All right, let's head over to the World Cup here. We've got one more semifinal. Right now, Brazil up 1-0, halfway through extra time against Croatia. The lighter game is Papa Dude's other favorite team, Argentina, taking on the Netherlands. Total sitting at 2 in this game. Argentina, a 0 to half goal favorite on the goal line, plus 120 just to win the game, Papa Dude. Who do you like here, Argentina or Netherlands?
Argentina's plus 120? Bet it.
They have to win in regulation. They got to win in regulation. So the first 90 minutes.
This damn soccer betting's tough.
There's too many options.
Okay, I didn't know that. Oh, man. Okay, got to win in regulation. Plus 120. They're going to.
Three-way line.
What's that?
It's called correct. A three-way line.
A three-way line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. So you can get, let's see here. Let me pull it up real quick. So you can get plus 275 on the Netherlands, plus 120 on Argentina, or plus 220 that they draw.
What's draw mean? Finish in a tie? Oh, yeah.
Tie going into extras, yeah.
How much was it? Plus 220 that it's a tie going into extra. Yeah. No, I'm going to plus 120. Argentina in regulation. The Dutch will be crying in their wooden shoes against the windmills. The windmills will be going round and round, and we will have so many tears. We're going to have a thunderstorm in the Netherlands tonight.
I think that Argentina wins the game. I like the under in the first half. All of these games have been played so tight and so close. The Netherlands not going to look to give up a goal. Total is sitting at 1, so we need a 0-0 to get through this thing. I kind of like the under in the first half. I agree with you. I think Argentina ends up getting through, Papa Dude. I don't mind that plus 120 either. Aaron, what do you think here?
Argentina, big.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Thank you very much. All right, let's head over to the race of the day. We're going to go to Oaklawn Park, race number 8. The Advent Stakes here. We got a heavy favorite here in Tyler's Tribe, a horse that I know you absolutely love, Aaron, where everything that could go wrong went wrong in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint for him, getting back on the dirt today in a field that he should be able to beat pretty easily. I assume we're all taking Tyler's Tribe on top, so we're not going to bury that lead. But how do you make some money on this race, Aaron?
Well, I tell you what, I do think I've got a pretty decent plan to make a little bit of money with the favorite here. I like Tyler's Tribe on top. Like you said, hopefully he gets it done. I like the number 3, Too Much Info in second, and I'm hoping that we get a decent enough price on that straight exacta. 6, 7, 8 to 1 is what I'm kind of hoping for that. I think we'll get it. Too Much Info, 1 start for Diodoro. It came on the turf at Ellis Park on August 26th, and it just looks to me like he said, okay, I see what I've got here with this horse. This is a nice one. We're going to wait till Oaklawn, and we're going to circle this race. So, yes, it was on the turf. I don't necessarily mind, though, that we're on the dirt today. Diodoro's not an idiot. If he thought this was just a turf horse, he wouldn't try it. I like the price. That's the one I like with Tyler's Tribe. So, a 5-3 straight exact is what I'm going to try to do here.
I like the idea of using that 3 there. I have a little interest in the 4. How did he do it as well at 12 to 1? So I'm going to play 5 over 3-4, 3-4 try and see if we can get 2 prices underneath Tyler's Tribe. The 6 horse is the other one here that is definitely in the conversation, Papa Dude. Happy is a choice. John Ortiz, underrated trainer. He's pretty good. Mm-hmm. People don't talk about him very much. What do you think of Tyler's Tribe here, and how are you going to try and make some money underneath him?
Well, we talked about this a lot. This is a race that we've been waiting for. Or we've been waiting for Tyler's Tribe to get to Oaklawn. That's what we've been waiting for. We watched him at Prairie Meadows just smoke him. And on the show we did whatever night it was, Thursday night, Aaron added up the total links that horse has won his 5 races by at Prairie Meadows, and it was 59.5 or 59 3/4 links for 5 races. You're going to be hard pressed to find any horse that's won his first 5 races by 59 3/4 links. So I don't care where you're running. You're smoking people like that. You're fast. Mm-hmm. This horse is fast. It's so hard for an Iowa bred to go to Oaklawn and win. It doesn't happen very often. So that's what we're all looking for. Is this horse the real deal? I love the trainer as far as, I don't know how great a trainer he is, but what a guy. He's a great guy. This has got to be the best horse he's ever had. The jockey is another interesting story. an apprentice at this time last year. She did well at Oaklawn. She went to Will Rogers and dominated. And I know that's not that great a track, but she won big time at Will Rogers.
Yep.
So she's a great up-and-coming female jockey. This is so interesting how Tim Martin let her ride this horse in the Breeders' Cup. There's so many great stories here. And so I'm like, Aaron, you got to find something to bet the horse with, because we were talking, I think the horse will go off 1-5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to go any higher than what the morning line odds are now, because at Oaklawn, they know who this horse is. The people that bet Oaklawn today know who this horse is. They followed it. So the odds are going to go down, I think. So you got to find something. I think 7 is kind of interesting also. Frosted Departure. I think that horse is a little bit interesting. It's shown a little. The Asmussen horse, you got to throw that in. That's number 4. So if you're going to bet the trifecta, I like yours a lot, Mike. I think the 6 has shown us that's a decent horse. He could screw up your trifecta, is what I'm thinking. You know, that 6 could. So I hope the horse wins. Tyler's Tribe. I think it'd be great if he does. So we'll just see. It's going to be fascinating to watch.
Aaron, one more I want to mention here, the 9-horse Wild Mule, Jerry Hollendorfer trains. Second off the layoff here, did pretty well against open company claimers at Delaware last time out. Army Mule been one of those breakout sires here, freshman sire class, but has been top 10 in what's been a very competitive freshman sire field. Any interest in the 9 here? You think he can take a step up?
You know, it's funny. Papa Dude mentioned the 6 and now this 9, and they're the 2 that it's like, yeah, they've been pretty good. We're going to try to get a little bit cute with the price, but this one could be the one that comes up and gets us, you know, for second or third. Yeah, I looked at this 9 a lot. I watched those replays. He's looked very good in all of them. So, you know, here, what about an Iowa bred and a New Jersey bred finishing 1-2 at Oaklawn in the first stakes? That'd be something, wouldn't it? Yeah, Wild Mule has looked good. I do have interest in seeing how this horse runs. Again, end of the day, you got to make decisions, and that's not one I used, but I'm not going to sit here and be shocked if the horse runs well and gets it done.
Yeah, not a very competitive race up top, I think we all believe, but a wildly one underneath, which means that you can make some money if your opinion's right underneath that race there. All right, let's jump over to the best bets for the day. Papa Dude, we'll start out with you after that awesome parlay yesterday, the 2-day win streak. Papa Dude, make it 3 in a row. What do you got?
Staying with the parlays here. I was kind of nervous about the Golden Knights. They've been letting us down, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're at home again tonight. They're due to win. The Flyers are there. Come on. You got to win tonight, Vegas. There's no excuses to do this. And I hate the Vegas Golden Knights. I hate them. But here I got to pull them. I hated Dallas last night. Boy, I hated them. But I liked them a lot more at the end. So Vegas over Philly is the one I'm more worried about than the other one that's getting better odds for us.
Mm-hmm.
Winnipeg's only minus 140 in Chicago. I don't get that. I don't understand that. They're much, much better. I know they played last night. Well, if you want to call it, there wasn't much effort to beat the Blues. I mean, they just said, hey, we're going to give you a thrill there for a minute, but that's it, because we're just going to start shooting a puck, and it's going to go right through the goalie's legs, and the next thing you know, it's going to be 5-0.
And that was good for Aaron. Okay, that was good for Aaron.
What?
That was good for Aaron.
Yeah, exactly.
Needed the goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you'd get more than that out of that game. So anyway, I think Winnipeg beats the Blackhawks tonight. I just don't think the Blackhawks are very good. I don't see the Blackhawks beating them. So when I saw they were at minus 40 or minus 140, you know, you throw somebody else in that's a favorite, you come up with plus 135. Seems like it's solid, but hockey's never solid. So we'll see what happens. I really am confident that the Jets are going to win, and the team that's going to screw me up is the Golden Knights. So let's see. That's my parlay. I think it's pretty good.
I like them both. Hopefully we can get it through for you there, Papa Dude. I have a similar style, but I'm headed to the NBA tonight. I like a little 3-teamer here. Give me the Pacers. We've got give me the Pacers in this first game. Actually, I'll jump over this. The Pacers in the first game against the Warriors. The Pacers have injuries tonight with Wall. Or I'm sorry. Washington has injuries tonight. So I expect the Pacers to be able to get the job done at home. Laying 5, I'll take the money line there. Second game, 76ers hosting the Lakers. Anthony Davis has been in and out of the lineup the last couple of games. The West Coast team facing an East Coast team. This Lakers team is atrocious. 76ers need to keep winning to be able to keep pace in the East. I think they get it done tonight. And then the last game, the Grizzlies at home against the Pistons. This one, I think the Grizzlies are just going to take care of business quickly. The one I'm worried about is the Pacers here against the Wizards, but hopefully with just Porzingis in the lineup, the Pacers are able to get the job done here at home, get plus 178 on these three. Hopefully we can get that little NBA home. All right, Aaron, let's give your best bet here. Headed back to the ice.
Pacers, big. Sixers, big. Grizzlies, really big. Love the pick. Love the plus 178.
178 was good for those three, I thought. That to me is what got me. I was messing around with a couple other games, and those three ended up there because of that total.
I think we won't even have to sweat those out for a second. I'd say it's going to be an easy one. All right, let's go to this one. This one has me baffled a little bit. The Colorado Avalanche are at home, and they are plus money against the New York Rangers. You tried to take Colorado, and I agreed with you, against Boston. Okay, Boston is the best team in the league. But it's like, hey, Colorado's plus money. Let's give it a shot. Now we're getting the Rangers. The Rangers are not the best team in the league. Now, they have looked good the last couple of games, and maybe that's why, they're favored tonight. And Colorado has been on a losing streak. But I'll tell you what, at the Avalanche at plus 130 at home in a game where it's kind of like, you guys need to wake up. You guys need to win. I will take Colorado in the spot tonight with plus money on the line. I didn't have to think about it too much. I just think that line is wrong. I'll take it. Avalanche plus 130 tonight. I think they're finally going to bounce back and get going. They just need to get the goal scoring again. They just have went on a little bit of a slump lately. You're not going to hold down this team for long. So I'm going to take the Avalanche tonight.
Croatia just scored. It's 1-1 now with 5 minutes left in the game. You guys are missing a barn burner here.
Croatia, big penalty kick.
Croatia doesn't win big. I think 4 of their games they went to overtime 0-0, finished 90 minutes 0-0. Big is not in the Croatia part, but they do want to get the penalties. They have an excellent penalty goalkeeper, so they're trying to get through here on penalties. Aaron, I agree with you. I looked at this as plus 130 as well. Didn't make a ton of sense to me. I thought this was closer to minus 110 each way. So I think you're definitely getting some value here. Papa, would you like the Avs tonight?
I do. I don't understand why they're plus 130. I don't get at home. I don't get that at all. Yeah, I think they're
pissed off Avs team after that Boston game. You should get an angry and motivated Avalanche team, and hopefully that's able to get the job done for us. All right, I got to take a little bit of a second here to pull up the picks because I've been watching a soccer game, so I don't have the best bets live here. Am excited about the Army-Navy game tomorrow. So excited. I tried to make it today. Did you guys know the under has hit in every year since 2005?
Wow.
No,
17 straight unders, Army-Navy.
It's not surprising, though, because they both do the same thing offensively, so they see it every day.
What do you think the total is this year, Papa Dude?
38.
32.5.
Wow.
It could go over.
It could go over 32.5. That is just wildly low. We'll talk about that game and more tomorrow. But before that, let's take a look at today's best bets. We'll kick it off here with Papa Dude taking Vegas and Winnipeg plus 135. Aaron taking the Avs plus 130. I'm going to take the Pacers, the Grizz, and the 76ers money line plus 178. For the week, we're 3-3 and up. $1. For the year, we're down $277. We'll be back tomorrow on Saturday, talk more about that Army-Navy game. We've got Gulfstream, we've got Aqueduct, we've got Los Alamitos, which we'll see. We've got Oakland coming back. We've got a full slate of both NHL and NBA action. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. We will see you tomorrow.